I guess we're going to start dubbing this week as Goalie Week on the channel because from Luongo to Demko to Markstrom to Cal Peterson to Jack Campbell, we've been talking about a lot of goalies the past little while, and that continues here. Because in yesterday's St. Louis Blues and Pittsburgh Penguins game, we had ourselves even more antics from one name that has been pretty commonly discussed amongst NHL fanbase discourse the past few months, I guess you could say. It's St. Louis Blues Stanley Cup winning goaltender Jordan Binnington. Because not only has Binnington been in the news recently for getting absolutely bodied out by Jordan Staal, it's the old F around and find out type of thing, but yesterday against Pittsburgh we had ourselves even more antics that were a little bit more reckless to the point where the guy actually got a game misconduct. In a 3-1 Pittsburgh Penguins leading scenario with a few seconds to go in the first period, as forward Jason Zucker for the Pens was going around the boards trying to chase the puck, Jordan Binnington, who just a few seconds earlier was behind the net stopping the puck for a teammate, ends up going back to the front of the net. While Zucker is in pursuit of the puck, Binnington reaches his arm out and sorta clotheslines the guy in a way. He doesn't get all of it, he just kind of sticks his glove out and Zucker skates into it, causing him to fall down and hit the boards pretty violently. But Binnington was the reason why this ended up happening. And as we had said, it's the second time in a few days where Binnington gets involved in some sort of a physical altercation with a player behind his own goal line. Technically speaking, it's behind the goal line because the arm was extended behind the net, with the first one being Jordan Staal from a few days ago when Binnington got absolutely laid out. But a little bit later into this same game against the Penguins, just 2 minutes into the second period, guess who ended up scoring? It was Jason Zucker himself, getting revenge on the little clothesline that he had received just 2.5 minutes earlier in game time. Binnington ended up getting pulled because of this, and after he got pulled, he started yapping off to the Penguins bench. Zucker was there. You could see he's kind of sitting there all confused. He's like, okay, what in the world is going on here? He just kind of looked all smug about it. And Binnington, even though he already is getting pulled, he gets a 10-minute misconduct for yapping at the referees, I believe, as well. So, Jordan Binnington, man, what are you doing? This is the quote from Craig Berube from after the game as to what he thinks about Binnington and his antics. It's gotta stop. It doesn't help anything. Just play goal. Stop the puck. And you could see this tweet by Seth Rorabo got 7,000 likes, it's at 700 retweets right now, and a lot of people in the replies are all pretty angry about everything that's been going on here. And this pattern is ultimately what's going to happen when you build yourself a reputation of being an absolutely classless player in the National Hockey League. Not only is it clotheslining guys, mouthing off to the referees and getting game misconducts because of it, it's throwing water bottles at guys after the game is over. It's trying to body check opposing players only to get body checked yourself. There was karma there that got paid off tenfold, but still, the fact that it happened in the first place, in and of itself, not a great look for Jordan Binnington. It's funny because this guy is all of a sudden becoming one of the most unlikable players in the entire National Hockey League, and the worst part is a lot of Blues fans I've gone out there and looked at on social media have said that whenever Binnington gets like this, whenever he gets sort of aggravated and angry and he's playing with a hot head, he plays worse. Like, you know, some people can get absolutely into the zone where they're all of a sudden super reflexive, super pinpoint accurate, and they're aggressive, but it pays off because they make decisions that enforce their own outcomes. When they're angry, some players play really well when they're mad. Jordan Binnington, unfortunately, he doesn't. Here's a post made on the St. Louis Blues subreddit that I wanted to go out there and read because this is probably the most Homer side of the internet you're going to find, but I'm not saying it's a Homer post per se, it's just this is the environment wherein Homerism is probably going to exist. The St. Louis Blues subreddit, do you think Jordan Binnington gives us a bad reputation? Published here by Marsalsa. Do you think Binner's antics have been a problem? I've seen several NHL discussions where he's considered to be one of the biggest undisputed babies in the league. What do you think? Too much of a head case? He's undoubtedly kept us in games most of the season, and he isn't the reason we have a crap record. But when he gets flustered, The first comment here by Sitspin says he does come across as a whiny little, okay, I'm not going to say that, which isn't a good look. 1320 USA says it might be wackadoo. He needs to stop pucks and quit worrying about the rest. Frenzy Season then replies saying this type of stuff is only amplified when the team is losing. If we were winning, it wouldn't be a big deal, but I still don't think that that's Spinner's fault. Truthfully, I'm fine with his antics, and I wish the game had more players like him. I have more a problem with hockey's robotic, boring culture. Anyone that does anything out of the ordinary is criticized, and it takes the fun out of the game. I know a lot of hockey fans don't like basketball, but that's why the NBA is destroying the NHL in terms of entertainment, and most people around the world feel the same way. Watch an NBA game and you'll see players blowing kisses to the opposing team's bench, talking trash, etc., etc. In hockey, people would lose their minds over that stuff, which is dumb. Why are we so desperate to shun emotions? Yaziwa says this, yeah, his antics can only really go so far. Honestly, I'm just tired of it. I can see it as firing the team up, if it's every once in a while, but it's gotten to the point where it's every night. It really does make him look fragile. And it's always interesting to me thinking about the Binnington of old, you know, the media interviews where they asked him if he was nervous, and he was like, do I look nervous? And he had this stone-cold killer mentality when discussing his on-ice play. But now it's like, the guy gets aggravated so easily, he has these moments where he does things that Craig Berube says need to stop. These antics, man, they're wild. And I feel like the way Binnington has been trending, we're probably going to see more and more moments like this as his career goes on. And I feel like I don't even need to try to name a few of the things that have gone on with this guy in the past little while here, as we had said. Aside from, of course, the water bottle thing, the Zucker thing, the stall thing, you also had misconducts that were given to Binnington in the past, swinging his stick at Nazem Kadri, I believe it was, something like that. Like, I'm pretty sure I made videos about a few of these things. I know the water bottle one for sure. That one was a really big deal in my opinion, because it's like, yeah, no, the game is over. Don't go out there and bring your negative feelings and emotions from a game into the backstage part of the arena, throwing a water bottle at a guy while he's doing an interview. Like, I get it. Oh, it's entertaining. It doesn't hurt anybody. It's a water bottle. Why are you crying about it? But, like, don't do that. There's no professionalism in that. Like, why? You're a multi-million-dollar athlete. Act the part. Oh, man. It's not great, and I feel like this Jason Zucker thing wasn't great either, but at least the guy ended up getting a goal afterwards, so good for him. But talk to the cons either way, all your thoughts about Jordan Binnington and the new controversy, I guess, that we have here on our hands between the Blues and the Penguins. The misconduct, the yapping off to the refs, the comments on Jason Zucker on the bench and how Zucker responded to that, as well as the clothesline itself. Thoughts in the comment section below about Binnington and everything revolving around that. But I hope you enjoyed this video, Juraj 99, and bye.